Senator's turn. Right, so 30 you're up to now on our income. We haven't completed that quest still. 2 or 3. Oh, I need one more, is it? Assume so. Right, okay, more population. So it only counts the outposts that you have at the time being, so you really have to get them in quick succession or that won't complete, I think. Okay, so we got that going up. Right, all the movements done. Let's, how much is the next colony? Let's double check. It is 246. Not long. I don't think we've found another empire yet, have we? Which is surprising since I've actually colonized over here now. Thought I put it on impossible difficulty as well, which is even more surprising. Ooh, what's that? That looks like another empire to me. Haven't said all of that. Okay, I could even be improving relations with these guys if I had enough dust, but I don't currently. A bit worried that they're getting aggressive, so they could send some ships out and cause me issues potentially. Right, this took a while, so it's actually recovered a lot of its expeditions now. I am going to expedite this huge Terran. And I think that was a failure. That one's more successful. We got red sand. Right. So I think I'm gonna send that up to Werdan because there's some expeditions to do up there. Could, you know what? I'll send a probe down there though. So cooldown, I get another one back next turn. Right, let's move to there. And that one's still travelling. Right, that got completed. Production on Erie was increased. So Erie, do I want to colonize that one yet? That is a monsoon planet. Temperate. So it was a dry the specialization the bonus was, wasn't it? This is luxury deposits on planets. There's a luxury deposit there. So that would be good for there, wouldn't it? I think I'm gonna get that up first though. Then I might colonize that. So let's stick that on the list as well. Okay. Was that overcrowded though? Something I should find out. Not really, so I shouldn't be slowing anything down or causing unhappiness. Right, enter. Right, research completed this turn, so I may want to get that up on the capital. Speed things along. Lumeris actually capped its population and there's nowhere else to colonize within the system, no, sadly. So we got 2 different science buildings. One of them was a specialization. So I'm going to go for that next. I want more production. What is our happiness like on our worlds? I haven't checked that yet. It's not bad, but the more planets you colonize, the more issues you're going to get. And I will start to get issues. There has been some talk about the beta, or the alpha I should say, having some happiness issues later on when you've colonized a ton of planets and have overcrowding. There isn't a happiness tax slider in this game like there was in Endless Space 1, and I'm really glad of that fact because there's a really annoying micromanagement tool that belonged in the 1990s as far as I'm concerned, but yeah, it's you might have to add some more happiness buildings or something, or policies to the game at some point. There's still 2 tech errors though that they haven't added, so I'm sure they will in those. Okay, so this is the Idris system. Lava, tundra jungle. We should be able to colonize tundra in not too distant future, so I'm going to start doing expeditions here. I've actually got 4 expeditions available because he's been traveling for ages. Okay. There was a pretty bad bug actually to do with expeditions that forced you to have to exit the game and restart it, but I'm hoping that's been fixed since the game became available on October 6th and got patched. We've actually got an event here. It's a new event, the Ghosts of a Machine. There are ruins in this system old enough and sophisticated enough that they must have come from the Endless. There are machines within machines, and some of which are still running, and others that are so alien you are not sure how to tell if they are running or not. It will take some time to investigate properly. That is, if you don't just take the dust and run. So we've got a choice here. We can loot. We get an extra 75 dust this turn, and that would increase militarist political ideology, which our populations aren't affected by an awful lot because we're pacifists. It's basically the opposite. Or we could spend 5 science on systems on Empire for 10 turns. There's 50 science in effect, and that would increase the scientific political ideology of our peoples. I think I'm going to do that, although I'm kind of low on science. I'm curious about what it would give us, and it may give us something nicer than 75. It may be worthwhile, or it may not be. Who knows? There's only one way to find out. So let's check this out. We found the Eden incense, which when we can finally use these, that would give us influence, but we're not going to be able to use those until the second tech era. At least until I research, basically. I can't do any more expeditions here. I think I should send a probe out here, though. Who knows? There may even be something more up here. One there. One there. I doubt it, but you never know. And I'll move to the Bushia system and do some expeditions there, I think. Okay, so what did we pick up again? We picked up science. So I think I'm actually gonna change my build queue order here. I can get an extra 5 science by making that. You know what though? I'll put that after the caravel. That caravel is gonna have a shitload of probes on it, which might be able to dig up a ton of money or something, so next I'm actually going to colonize that next turn. Okay, that is near to those guys. I'm surprised that hasn't been colonized though. That's in the northern constellation up there. There's got to be another empire up there. I'm not too worried about... Ooh. I was about to say I'm not too worried about being invaded. Basically there, and there's a pop-up for it, which is potentially worrying. You discover the planet Tor. The Endless Society developed on this large, cool planet orbiting a star they called Prime. Though it is the birthplace of this culture that dominated the galaxy for centuries, they were forced to depart when the over-exploitation destabilized the core and crust, triggering seismic changes. Though it is a treasure of artifacts and holds a near mystical reputation, its history is one of sorrow. So that is in the Yakima system, and the endless planets basically have an extra outline around them. That's how you can tell where they are. So there's one up in Leo, and I don't think there is one in our constellation, surprisingly. The Academy planet has a symbol there as well. Ah, where did that pop-up go? For invasions or whatever. Yeah, even though we're playing on Impossible, the AI has been partially implemented, but I doubt it's been like crazily implemented in terms of ferocious AI that's going to conquer you. But it is capable of invading, but if it happens, then I don't mind losing a planet or system or two, and I can then rebuild them and retake stuff, I'm sure. If we got time to do it. It's only a 100 turn limit, remember though. Right, so we've arrived here. There's nothing here, so I might as well move on. I could send a probe though, but I think I want to do some expeditions here. There's 3 to do in Werdan on that colonized planet. I've got enough money to colonize. Now, since these guys are pretty near, they're probably going to be able to find a way up to the center at some stage coming up, aren't they? We don't know the constellation name for this arm yet, it would seem. Yeah, so I think I'm going to colonize there next, and then probably there. That's the plan. I might be able to complete that now. Yeah, I did. So, quest complete, business as usual. Create at least 3 outposts. Our reward was 30 dust sidious trees, I think it is. Now, that's how you create opportunity, new systems and new customers ready for our high-end products. This whole outer space lane is looking highly profitable. And that means we started the second quest line of the main quest, I think, maybe. Business is unusual. So far, business with the Arachio seems good. We have new outposts, and that means new development opportunities for Arachio moguls, and plenty of buyers for our Mios products. But we still need trustworthy management. So I think the Mios is our familia, or family. Actually, when I was checking out some of the game files, before I mentioned in the first video that the volume wasn't working for the intro, I had to basically cut and paste in a new intro to get that working. In the actual event files, the video is labeled Venetians, which is an interesting fact. I think they're certainly focused on money historically, or maybe even the spice trade in East, which is kind of dust related, but I thought Mafia is mainly from southern Italy. Anyway, new objective, assign a hero as a governor to any non-homeworld system, then raise them to at least level 5, and then we would get perfected operations, which is a technology. I think there may actually be unique technologies via the quests as well, so maybe that is how they're doing it in Endless Space 2. I'm not sure that's available to everyone, but perhaps we'll find out more about that later on. So we're going to take 15 turns here. I don't want to do any of those, it's too expensive or no point. Right, also I want to come back in here. When I was reading this in the first video, I didn't actually read it all. I don't think I'll read it now, but if you want to read that, to do with the Lancelum and one of the families, then yeah, be my guest. Right, so that's that, and I think that's done for the turn. We could even look at the trade view as well, see how that's developing. Yeah, we don't have, not going to get trade until the second era. Right, let's end the turn. Power of the academy is increased. They get a couple of skill points now when they're recruited. I haven't checked this for a while, have I? So we're up to 52%, and I don't know what determines it, honestly. That's the level of the academy. There are 7 heroes in the galaxy, but I don't know, it says we don't own it. We will do soon though, we've got a colony on the go there. Why is there a line into the titanium as well? I don't know. Maybe because we're allowed to develop it, I'm guessing. I don't think all of these resources are in the game yet, although these 2 are actually in the 3rd era. Population, Crotiums. Okay. That can start doing some expeditions on Werdan. Okay, it's actually a quest. Right, so in the midst of a small asteroid belt, your scouts have discovered a unique crystalline building, a fractal-like lattice whose sheer intricacy boggles the mind. As your probe stops to gather a tiny sample, a massive chunk crumbles off, rotating slowly in place. The sample has some very strange properties. It appears to have some sort of weak directional resonance, like a needle in an undetectable magnetic field. Your scientists have never seen anything like it. Your fleet has its orders, of course, but you wonder if diverting your mission to seek out the source of this strange crystal affecting field could prove profitable. Send a fleet to the quest marker, and your rewards will be 30 titanium. So that is all the way down there, which may not be too far away. I might actually do that. Probably will do that. Let's do that expedition. Yeah, I'll do that one, then I'll move on down there. That's the plan. So we found dark glitter. That's a luxury resource. Okay, and that happens to be for manpower. Okay, let's check that as well. Okay, so I've got a couple of outposts on the go. Yeah, my production really sucks actually in this game so far. Not really sure why, but it's taking a long time to get things done. We are getting that up though in a bit. Right, so I can stay there for the turn. Let's end the turn. Okay. Where's that to? Right, that's waiting for expeditions. Okay, quite a lot of stuff built this turn. Have I had anything in the list added recently? No, I think all of those are fine. Okay. So, let's end the turn. Not sure how much the next colony is going to cost. Probably just over 250. Industrialists Party was unlocked. The Industrialist Party now has enough popular support in your empire to be represented in the next election. And we've actually met the Sophons Gazemi, the AI. So welcome to the Sophonity. There are some among us who doubt your intellectual chops. Please prove them wrong. The Sophons are a curious, peace-loving race whose highest ideals are found in scientific knowledge and technological advancement. Keen to explore and understand the mysteries of the cosmos, they believe the universe is something to intellectually master. Although pacifist in outlook, and despite frail bodies, not used to violence, Sophons can construct vessels of devastating offensive capability. Their affinity is omniscience, knows how many empires have researched a specific technology, gains science bonus for the next technology. The fewer empires that know the technology, the higher the bonus. Pathfinder, fast travelers, feeble warriors, selfless. Oh, that's an assimilation trait actually. They must have assimilated someone. They're pacifistic and innovative, and there's no diplomacy in this alpha, so yeah, I'm going to be at Cold War or war later on potentially. You discovered the planet Hakim. The Sophons evolved on Hakim, a rocky world orbiting a blue star. As their sun produced relatively high radiation, their rate of mutation and evolution was unusually rapid. Though their world is cold, numerous volcanic fissures and vents created networks of warm spots, oases, and habitable cave systems, which allowed the Sophons to indulge themselves in the study of biology and geology from early in their history. With natural energy resources leaving the atmosphere clear, their eyes soon turn to the study of the stars. So I think our probe just found out about Pegasus, and there's Hakim, the home world. And I've actually got a couple of colonized worlds there. Veldt. I didn't actually know what Veldt meant until playing Endless Space 2. It's field in Dutch, supposedly. Right, I looked it up. Right, Hiroshim's 4 to 5. And right, what's going on up here? Got a couple of expeditions. I might as well do them. Doesn't look like there's anything more up here, but you never know. Might send a probe out there in a bit. Shear system. Couple of lavas and an ash. Ash, I think you can get in the second era. It takes a long time to get up here, so I might actually spend time doing all of these to get the resources that they might well give. Okay. And let's do that expedition there. There's a quest I need to do with this one as well, isn't it? So I need to move that down that lane towards there. Okay, the next colony, more than likely, is going to be Leo. So how much are you going to cost me? You are going to cost me 266. Right, gotta remember that. Let's end the turn, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with that. First test game I did, I had about 11 colonies after 55 turns, I think. So yeah, I'm going a bit slower here. Not really sure why. Maybe they've adjusted something that I'm unaware of in the patch, or just got not quite so good planets or something. That's waiting for expeditions. Colonized Monsoon was finished on Aerie. So I could now move population across here, should I wish. You do that by holding them down and then moving across. But it's probably only worthwhile if the planet's actually better, I guess. These guys have dry bonus, they have water bonus, which, yeah, it would say water if it was going to give a bonus there. So the specializations I could do, I've got 2 available. That's cold, that's dry. Yeah, I don't have either of those still. What is that? That is only, might be alright. Luxury planets. There's luxury there, so that would work for us. I think it's less science, isn't it? More food, which may actually be a good thing currently. 51. Yeah, it's more production here. 71. I'm gonna have to more food. I'm gonna move him over there. That will be better over there as well. Okay. Right, let's end the turn. Maybe even I made the mistake not colonizing that world first. Not sure. Right, movement. We've completed that objective. Send a fleet to the quest marker. Using your crystal sample as a guide, you've led your fleet to a large barren planet, apparently rich in minerals. But your scanners pick up no signs of life. Your team sets up a temporary camp on the surface, taking the opportunity to gather some potentially useful resources, while a smaller group makes an exploratory sweep. I've forgotten something. Let's minimize there. When did I complete my new ship here? It's been stuck in Hannah doing nothing. So I wasted Oh, that's been going for a while. Yeah, I wasted a turn or two on it at least, probably. Right, so let's get that out, and let's bring that to some of these expeditions down here. I think this I stuck on extra expedition modules, so it has 6 by the looks of it. I'm going to bring it to Gano first then. Should I send out a probe? What's the cooldown? 2 turns. There is a law, if we have a science mandate in the Senate that I could do that gives you more probes and the cooldown's less, but yeah, I don't have it yet. My influence is actually a lot at the moment, although it's not making a lot. I still want to get that plus 50% dust thing at some point, but it's really expensive. I won't send out an expedition, I'm just gonna, a probe I should say, I'll just bring it down there and do the expeditions, get some more resources hopefully dust, and get colonizing quicker. Quest started dust to dust. After performing a brief survey, one of your geologists has come to you with astonishing news. This planet is littered with thousands of small pockets of dust. Not dust in its natural form, but dust scattered in clumps and jagged patterns in the crystalline bedrock. Almost as the planet had once been violently struck by thousands of dust-bonded meteorites. A simple piezoelectric test confirms your geologist's suspicions. No idea what that means. She advises that it will take months of further study before the dust can be extracted in any usable form. You do not mention it to her, but the planet gives you a strange feeling. You feel as if you are treading over a long-forgotten graveyard. But a spare cache of dust could be useful. Set an expedition to the indicated curiosity on Gatria 4. And if we do that, we would gain a huge dust boost. Sounds a pretty good idea to me. So there's Terran world, an arid world, desert, steppes. We can already colonize the Terran world. Right, let's do that one then. "30 science." Was that the wrong one? Well, I need to wait for more expeditions, I think, then with that. Amount. This turn. Gotta wait for the cooldown. Right, there's more to do up here though. So I'm going to do... that one's locked actually. Maybe a reason for me to just not bother. Oh, there's territory there. What I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna send a probe to there. And should I come back and do something elsewhere since I can't do them all? Yeah, I'm gonna think. Okay. Right. When's the next hero? It's taking a long time, it really is. For some reason, not sure why. Lumeris. More population. Let's end the turn.